You all are especially welcome. It's about time to start the second session. For this second session, we are going to be having the concluding part of the first session and then our question and answers. At exactly 8:25 p.m., this meeting will end. Mr. Abraham, are you set?
Yes, I am. Kindly
All
give
right.
me permission to share my screen.
Okay, I'll do that now. So you can share your screen now.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, I just wait for 30 more seconds for a few more persons to join us back. Thank you so much for the consistency of your intention getting value from this session. I'm just going to wrap this up in 5 minutes or less. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so let's get this going, right? So I shared earlier on before, we went on that short break. I was sharing about I was sharing about the difference between response and reaction. In a number of persons typically react. I mean, and you don't need any special degree to react, right? But response takes, sometimes you're speaking to someone and says, and it just goes quiet and says, and you're expecting the person to reply quickly, and the person says, "I'm thinking. Let me think about it." That's response. Response engages thinking, right? And so, but of course, it has to be again with intention. A lot of people, the mob. And that's why social media is thriving today, because we have a pool of people who are simply reacting, right? So, but a few people are responding. A few people are actually leveraging on that platform, to upskill. A few persons are leveraging on that platform to grow. I just followed someone today on one of my social media platform. Felt this is not the value I want in my growth. So you need to be as intentional as that in every single thing, right? So I'm going to recommend that engage more with response than reacting, right? I guess what, friends? You don't have to always react about things. You don't have to always say something about everything. If the president of US is positive with COVID-19, yes, it's unfortunate. I'm sure that is getting appropriate health care, but you don't have to react, right? Or some entertainment shows are going on. We don't need your reaction. You going to do more of introspection, right? Engage critical thinking and focus on your motion, right? Fueling yourself with the knowledge you need to remain in motion. That should be the focus of your energy at this time and even all the time, right? And so I'm going to end by recommending two critical skills that I wanted to start with. Just start with these two, right? As good as the hand skills are, start with this one. Build harmony. What do I mean by harmony? Like I shared, you're a tripartite being, right? I know I shared an introduction to it, but it may still look a bit vague to you, right? How your body listens to your soul, and your soul in turn listens to your spirit. And so what do? You are not different. You're still you. You're not three people in one. You're still you. What you need is harmony. Harmony, of those three tripartite entities, right? And with that harmony, guess what? It can reflect in your career. I call it career harmony. With that harmony, it can reflect in your relationship. I call it relationship harmony. And with that same harmony, it can reflect in your lifestyle. I call it lifestyle harmony. So that's what I mean by building harmony skills. I have a whole lot of resources, both premium and freemium resources. You can engage with that. But here is the second part. The second part is the most interesting part. Engage critical thinking skills, right? Engage critical thinking skills. So again, that becomes apt because we are in a generation where many people are reacting and few are responding. Like I said earlier on, you engage critical thinking skills. I just always, like I always shared. I was speaking with a friend the other day. Always ask why behind every single action before your reaction. Always ask yourself why behind every action. And so a friend calls you and says, let's go to this place. Ask yourself within why. Someone says, oh, let's do this. You say, why? Always ask yourself why. Critical thinking is a big 21st century skill that you need to thrive even in a post-COVID world, in a post-pandemic world, and every other time, right? Now, so those are my two recommendations, right? And here are the questions I said I was going to leave you with. I want you to think on them, write them down, make your notes of your responses. I'm sure this will get you on, right? The first thing is I want to ask yourself, where am I now? Where am I now, right? With all of the noise around, ask yourself, where am I now? You need to know where you are now before you can gain motion even in a post-pandemic world. Where am I now? I mean, and this is not just about geography alone in itself. It's about your essence, like I shared. It's about your essence. Have you actually found your essence of being? What have I been doing? Where am I now? You graduate to the second question. What have I been doing? I mean, there were 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, 3 months of lockdown, as the case may be, depending on where you live. What have I been doing? Right? I mean, and even after that, what have I been doing? Right? You graduate to the next question I'm asking you, which I want you to note down. Now, this is a critical one. Where am I going to? Where am I going? Where am I going? Right? You see, the beauty of it is that your essence of being gives you a destination in view. And like I always say, you never see a driver going somewhere and he never knows where he's going to. You ask him where you driving to, say, I don't know, I'm just driving. It's fun. Nobody does that. There's a destination in view. Where are you going to? Remember, I shared the other time, yes, it's a post-pandemic world, but what is your own world? And the fourth thing is that, am I on the path leading me there? It's beautiful to know where you're going to, but are you on the path leading you there? Right? I wanted to close with this fifth one, asking yourself, when will I get on the path? Perhaps if you're not on the path, when will I get on the path? Here's the sixth one. What limitations are hindering me, on getting on that path? What limitations are hindering me? These are life coaching questions that I wanted to think about. The answers are within you. I'm just pulling them out from within, but it will require your thinking, right? It will require your thinking. And the last one is, why am I going there? I mean, this captures this. This is like a cap for all of the other questions. So why am I even going there? Why am I going there? I mean, justify every action, justify every response, justify every behavior. This has been amazing. And I just want to say thank you for your time and attention. If you have really found value in this, I have a resource I'm going to give to you that will help you get started on building harmony. It's a free resource I'm going to give to you. You get that, once you drop your feedback for me after this session, once you click submit, just follow this link, abrahamowoseni.com/feedback. Once you drop your feedback from this session, you see the link to download that once you submit. It's just straight away, and then you'll be able to get our resource. I wanted to read it fully. If you have further questions, feel free to shoot me a mail, and it will be my pleasure to take you on. Right. So I want to say thank you. You could get more. You could get more resources. If you about, I've done a whole lot of sessions about several hand skills, whether it's on presentation, inside career, whether it's on life skills, whatever kind of life skills. I've done several sessions, and you can actually find them free on YouTube. Just search for my name, Abraham Owoseni, and you'll be able to watch, and glean from them. Right. So I want to say thank you as we open the floor for questions. Thank you, Mr. Casely, and thank you, thank you, leaders for. It's been my
Wow,
pleasure.
wow, wow. Thank you for this second session. I trust we all got value. Before we move into the part for questions and answers, I would like to inform everyone that the recording for this session will be made available for us to view. We will be sending the link out, so you get the link to view the video immediately after this session ends. So if you have questions, you can unmute yourself and then ask your questions. We have about 30 minutes to the end of this session. We have less than 30 minutes to the end of this session. So if you have questions, you can ask. Please, you can ask questions if you have questions. Any question, please? If you can't speak, you can drop your questions in the chat box.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Can we all hear
Good
me?
evening. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. It was a very wonderful session, and I would really like to say thank you once again. Thank you. So my question here is this: okay, like personally, let's just say a person who does not like social media. Now, how do you tend to build your, your reach, like maybe your future? Everything now is done online. How do you tend to build your interest into liking, social media activities? Sir? That's my question, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mustafa, for that question. So again, you see, every 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 um every craft, everything is about knowing the why. Like I said, justifying your behavior, justifying your decision, and all that. So you see, social media is a tool, right? But as that tool is, anybody can use that tool for anything, right? That tool does not assume a purpose of its own. It's the user that infuses the purpose into the tool, right? So you may not like social media. It's not about, nobody really actually perhaps likes it in itself, but fine. I understand that some people can be outgoing. Some people can be extroverts and all the like, and they like to stalk and all that. But you see, one of the things that will help you to gain a purposeful use of any tool, whether it's a media tool, it's an ant skill or whatever, it's about asking yourself, what do I want to use this skill for? Someone humorously said that you can have a project management certification, you can have PMP, you can have all of the skill in planning, for example, and all you use that for is to maybe to plan to rob a bank. I mean, that's a skill, right? So, but as good as that skill is, it's about what the user uses that skill for. So you are the one to infuse purpose in your tool, in your skill. And so, for example, I'm saying to myself, okay, Abraham, oh, you're good in writing, oh, you're good in speaking, oh, you're good in communicating value. What do you want to use that skill for? And so to find my essence, to actually infuse purpose into that skill, I had to find my essence of being. And when I found my essence of being, it was evident that, oh, the crux of my human development efforts will be on education and youth development. My essence of being helped me to clarify that. So if I'm building a brand or a profile on social media, it's easy for me to know what to use social media for. And so when I'm creating content, whether it's audio content or video content or text content, it's all around the same web of the purpose I've infused into social media. Whether I'm posting a picture of myself, if whatever self-disclosure I choose to, it's because of the purpose I've infused into the media tool. The media tool in itself has no purpose. You infuse the purpose into it. I hope this helps.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for attending to the question.
My
Please, if
pleasure,
you
sir.
have other questions, please signify and unmute yourself and then speak. If you have questions, please ask your questions. Just unmute yourself and speak. If you can't speak now, you can send your questions in the chat box. Please use the chat box if you have questions. I'm trying to go through the chat box now to check if there is any question. If there is no question there, please ask your question. So the link to the feedback from Mr. Owoseni is sent in the chat box. You can check that out. Click the link, and then there is a free gift for everyone. So I'm sure we'll click the link and then do the needful. Be reminded that the recording for this session will be made available for everyone to view, this session and the previous session. So you can view this session after. Meanwhile, if you have questions, please send in your question. You can use the chat box or you unmute yourself and speak. Okay, since there is no question, we'll be ending this session now. Thank you, Mr. Abraham Owoseni, for this great session.
Thank you for having me. It's
Thank
been
you
my
so
pleasure.
much for joining us at Leader Sports Company. We hope to see you next
It's been
time.
my pleasure.
Thank you for dishing out
Thank you.
value. Please show your excitement in the session in the chat box. Tell us how you feel after this great session. Expect the link to this video from wherever you got the link into this session. You'll be getting the link from there to the video so you can watch the video after this session. Thank you all for joining us at Leader Sports Company. We are Leader Sports Company and we are redefining leadership. Thank you all for
Bye for now.
joining. Have a great night rest. Thank you so much, Mr. Washington. Good night, everyone. You can exit the meeting. Thank you for joining us. You can exit. Thank you.